Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Kamara. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Terrell Suggs in on the tackle. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just at his...
And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So Breeze is going to stay out there, and they're going to go for this on 4th down. So here we go on 4th down with Breeze. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. On 1st down, Mahomes. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. On 2nd down, Williams. And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Buying time to us, and he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Trey Hendrickson able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it will be 4th down. Butker's kick here is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. Good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report, but business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Hey, break it down, fellas. Break it tonight.
On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. Looking long for Thomas. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller, and he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. He was trying to hit Thomas that time.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they've got him blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Here's Mahomes to throw. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far. And after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
95, 56.
Squeeze, double.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run. And once again, the Saints are back out in front. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead is now 14 to 10. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Well, CD, with the end of the season comes the announcement of the All-Pro team, and everybody was like, wait a second, Christian McCaffrey's listed twice. Is that a mistake? No, he got it both at running back and flex. Pretty impressive.
Very impressive, because I think a lot of people thought that if you have a running back and a flex position, that maybe Christian McCaffrey would go into the flex because he catches the ball so well. And he would go ahead and elevate the big guy out of Tennessee, Derrick Henry, to the All-Pro running back. Henry ends up being a second-team guy, but McCaffrey deserves being first-team running back as well as first-team flex. He had a tremendous, spectacular year.
And as you might imagine, Baltimore leads the way. 5 players named to the All-Pro selection. Of course, leading the way for them, the quarterback Lamar Jackson.
Yes, and rightly so. And I fully expect him to be named the MVP when we get to NFL honors right before the Super Bowl. He's going to sweep all of those, and he deserves it. Carried that team throughout the season and got better in their bigger games. That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted right there. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Ready. 95-56. 95-56.
Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Running with Kamara. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
He is going to find Hill here. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Mahomes now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Now how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level. Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves.
And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Trey Hendrickson able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. Throwing now is Mahomes, eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there, trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Now Mahomes, flush to his right, caught here by Bell. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Well, certainly not how they drew it up. A fourth down gamble turns into a fourth down scramble, but all is well. First down. Mahomes going to throw. Flush, fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. On second and goal, standing alone in the backfield is Williams. Mahomes now to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time. But now it's third and goal. The crowd here in the Dome making things difficult. Third and goal. They'll run it with Williams. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Damian Williams taking it in. And the Chiefs are once again going to retake the lead. Now, let's not forget that was all set up by the fourth down conversion earlier in the drive.
Would have been a complete letdown if the drive doesn't culminate this way, wouldn't it? If you're going to go for it on fourth down, your intention is to make sure you get a touchdown out of the drive, and that's exactly what they did. Converted, and then converted a second time for 6 points.
That'll be taken in the end zone.
The Saints take over. We got this. At their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Thomas, the intended target.
They'll take over first and 10 at the 40-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. It's complete to Williams. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, second and 2. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it a second down. To throw, it's Mahomes. Finding Williams once more, complete. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Williams will try again. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on third and goal. They'll drop to throw. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Really good, smart play by the defense, understanding third and short, guarding the first down sticks, and being able to make a play on the football and bat it down.
Here we go, a big play in a tight game late. They're going on fourth and goal. They run. It's Williams. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Damian Williams, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead.
Oh, this is what I love about calling these games. Fourth and goal. This is all about leverage, who wants it more, and who's going to get it done at the point of attack, the line of scrimmage.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 15. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 15. They begin the drive with Williams. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
He was brought down by Jordan Best. It's a pick up with 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 21-yard line.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
You don't want no problem from me.
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25. I guess he was saving his best for last, so to speak. Longest run of the day coming here in the 4th quarter right there.
And that type of run makes for a better night for him and his teammates, doesn't it? To be able to produce this late in the game can lead to some big smiles and satisfaction in the locker room after this one's over.
And they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Mahomes to throw. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. He's got his man. That's Hardman. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Now here's Mahomes. And it's caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist. This is caught by Hill for a Chiefs touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off around the 41. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
Yellow.
I'm here all day. Tight ends left. Tight ends left. Everyone got 4 down.
Interesting. Mahomes wants to throw it. He's going to fire one deep, middle of, and he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Mecole Hardman, 41 yards. And thanks to the interception, the Chiefs offense cashes in with 6. Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Morris Claiborne. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
It's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
So this one in the